going on?
Oh, I think that's a bad U-joint.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Full Blast Garage. And on this episode of All My Rigs Are Burning Themselves Down, you can see we got a U-joint issue on one of the dailies. So let's dive on in, put that thing on full blast. Make sure you do it on full blast. So if y'all haven't seen this truck, it's a 2002 F-150 Super Crew. I don't drive it a whole lot. It's mainly get me from the house to the shop. Occasionally I take it out on the road. But last night, you know, the trailer was hooked up to the tow beast. So let's take this thing out. Got out on the road. You know, I mean, it's a slow accelerator, but once I got up to speed, just lots of anti-marky marks. And if you're too young to know what that means, it was the bad vibrations. And I noticed when I pulled off, slowed down, and then picked up speed, man, big clunk from the rear end. And this thing, it hasn't had any of those issues in the past, so it just suddenly happened. Something inside that U-joint gave. But it was decent enough to get us to the restaurant and get home. But yeah, when I checked it when we got home, it was just smoked totally. So let's go ahead, climb under it, start working on it, put a new rear U-joint on this thing. Somehow, the U-joint has repaired itself. It's trying to get it where it was last night, and it was super sloppy. It's definitely, nope, totally fixed. So I guess we don't need to use a U-joint. No, it's still bad. I don't know what happened. This thing got in a bad groove or something, but we're gonna need to replace on it anyways. And if you're asking why I'm laying on the dirt, the shop is totally full. I'm gonna have to grab just a regular 3/8 ratchet real quick. Check that, 1/2 inch, she'll fit. Oh man. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to put some heat on these. Jeez. These guys might be rusted on a little bit. Map gas to the rescue. Don't want to go too crazy, mess up your pinion seal. There we go. What a difference little bit of heat makes. And we'll go ahead and heat all these bolts. No reason to sit there and fight them. This ratchet is on its last leg. I grabbed the best one out of my toolbox. And these 12 points can be a little temperamental coming out. So be nice if I had something other than the ground to hit it on. But there we go, it came out. Next. Don't let me down. Oh yeah. So this truck, you can't tell from just looking under it, not originally from Texas. She's got a little rust here and there. Not the worst though. Really the only bad spots on the body are on the rockers, and I'm gonna patch those. Somebody already threw a new tank in it. I don't know if that was from exterior rust or from it sitting. This is an 02 and it's got 170,000 miles, so I'd expect one that was driven a lot to have more miles than that. This one, oh, might have to get a swivel on this guy or a box in. All right, longest 12 I've got. Ah, it's gonna fight me. Oh, I'm about to get something as a backup. Shh, don't tell anyone. There we go. Broke loose. This is not gonna be very fun. Dang it. All right, a little bit at a time. Hopefully I can get it out enough. I can get the socket on it a little bit there. There we go. And if you guys are ordering U-joints for this particular year of F-150, there's only about 100 different options, and I'm hoping that I got the right one. If not, I'll have to go back to O'Reilly's. They got everything in stock, but this was our best guess. Man, I thought I was gonna blow a tire last night, the way it felt. Not good. A little warm. All right, let's go for the last guy here. Still a little bit shocked the U-joint repaired itself, I guess. Kind of got back in the groove that it needed to be in. I don't know. Definitely getting another ratchet to put this stuff back on. This one's very annoying because it switches from tighten or loosen to tighten on its own and vice versa. So this thing needs to go in the trash. All right, last bolt. Probably gonna need to strike it. Might even have to get, yeah, I'm about to go get the pry bar. All right, let's see if we can free this guy. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we're in a really bad spot right here. She's moving a little. This thing is froze on here. Oh. Took out the camera. Hope that looked cool. All right, we're loose. Didn't kill the camera. And she will want to roll now, so might want to set your emergency brake or chalk up the wheels, but we're on pretty flat ground. I don't think this thing's gonna go anywhere. Hopefully, we're not gonna lose a ton of transmission fluid. She's leaking a little. I think I'll put a glove on that and just stop it from leaking, and then we'll start pulling the U-joint. All right, as you can see now, the drive shaft in the shop, that is all movement in the U-joint. Look at that. I don't understand how it got tight on the truck like that, if it just wedged itself real hard. Yeah, that's what a shot U-joint looks like. That's about as bad as it gets. So on these trucks, you're gonna have to remove all 4 caps, and they have retaining clips on each side here. So we'll start prying these guys out and then start beating them out. So hopefully these clips aren't insanely rusted in. There's a chance. There's a really good chance. If I could just snap them all out, that would be great. I kind of doubt even that'll happen. Probably gonna be wrestling with these. Let me go grab my hammer. All right, so what I did here is just hammer up against that retaining clip, go in one direction and kind of go the other. Oh, there we go. She came out 2 different pieces. Some of these, if they're not super rusted, you can take your needle nose, pull them together, and just pull it out. These guys, no way on earth that was gonna happen. But I'm gonna go around, take the rest of these guys out, and then we'll start the process of pounding the U-joints out. All right, heat this upper guy up here just a tickle. I think this will work on my blanket setup. I'm trying to protect the concrete a little bit, but just trying to show you guys you can really do this anywhere. But just try and find you a socket that fits right on the U-joint cap. It's sliding around quite a bit on this blanket. And then you want another socket on the bottom that's big enough where it'll catch the cap. She's definitely froze in there. Let me take a look and do some little prying. Maybe let's try and give this guy a bit of the good gulf. It's pretty in there. Definitely heard some poppage. Is it moving at all? Maybe. Man, I think I'm gonna have to heat the crap out of everything. Let me hit everything with some more MAP gas. Well, we definitely got some heat into it now. And they popped. Wow. That is abnormally in there. Let's see if we can actually just tap it out now. Probably not. Probably still gonna need to just keep smashing it. But it is coming out. Man. It was in there. That's stuff we don't normally see here in Texas. Normally we got stuff that doesn't rust like this. Even like living in Houston with floods and everything, stuff doesn't normally just completely rust out. Well, it's coming out a little bit at a time here. This thing is totally smoked. Don't even understand it. All right. I'm gonna get a little bit of this ring cleaned up right here, and then we'll press it out the other way. Well, if you can believe it, finally got it out. So we got a drive shaft, and I'll clean this guy up. And this thing is totally froze. So that would have also caused vibration too. Like if you have a U-joint that's not spinning right, that's froze up, here you go. So now kind of got to do the same process. So the U-joints just essentially, the caps ended up exploding, and I kind of had to chisel them out, beat them out, you know, force them out. But I'm gonna go ahead and do these guys. I'm gonna heat them up a lot more, press them out, and hopefully everything comes out in one piece. This is not a greasable unit, and it has the Ford badge on it. So original U-joint made it 170,000 miles. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, so it's decent. Go ahead and hook this guy up in the press, get it pushed out, and we'll be installing the new ones in no time. Sure, that'll go real smooth. All right, let's give her some heat. We got some tension on it. Let's look and see. Yeah, we should clear. If it'll press out and not break, it should clear in this tool. Still hasn't fallen out yet. Come on now. Man, it's close. This guy's all the way out. Man, that's pretty much as far as we can go. Gotta love it when these things are just super froze up in here. The best bet is just kind of heat it. Hopefully it loosens it up. You grab it with some channel locks or pipe wrench. Might have to get bigger channel locks, but see if we can work it out. Oh yeah, that loosened her up. And that, see, the other side of the U-joint had no needle bearings in it at all. So this one had some, so that's pretty good. Maybe. All right, well, we got her disassembled. We'll go ahead and work on putting her back together. Hopefully can get something out. All right, so your new U-joints. You want to go ahead and feed those guys in and mind your needle bearings. Make sure those guys don't fall out of your brand new U-joint. Then you're going to want to go ahead and tap the new guy in. Might need to grab my socket. Make sure you're free, not binding. And you want to get it to where you can see that locking ring, because you're going to have to install a new one of those. We're getting there. And you'll have to do the same thing to the other side. So we should be good. You guys can kind of see the depth where you can see that ring. Hopefully these new guys go on a lot easier than the old ones came off, because the old ones came off in about 6 pieces. So that's always fun. All you really need to do is squeeze this guy, compress it. Don't fold it over on itself, but compress it, get it in that groove, and you might have to work it a little bit just to kind of get your angle right. She should fit down in there pretty snug. All right, click, she's in. Now we gotta flip it. Do the same thing to the other side. We got to pound her back till we can see we're almost there. I think that is it. I always like to check. Oh, it got a little grindy there. But what I'll do is I'll tap on each end when I'm done, and it kind of frees them up if they do kind of get in a bind. Man, Ford wanted to make sure these U-joints ain't gonna fall out. Jeez. There we go. Snap. Now, a little tight, but there's freedom. So we got those two installed. Now we got to take our other caps off, install this guy onto the drive shaft, and then we're bolting it up. We're almost done. All right, after a short break, back on the old drive shaft. We got to orient this thing back onto the actual shaft part. When you take these guys off, be careful. You don't want your needle bearings going everywhere. And these guys come pre-greased. You can see there's a ton of grease oozing out of this thing, so it's ready to roll. But you want to feed this guy back in. I try to be careful to where I'm not rubbing a ton against the side of the shaft here, because this thing is dirty. Get everything lined up. You want to sit on the ground. And we can press. Make sure everything's lined up. Tap her home. We'll have to get our socket. Go until we have our ridge for our retaining clip. Got her. If you go too far, don't be, crazy. I mean, don't go way far, but if you go a little too far, you can just beat it out the other side, tap from the other cap, and eventually she'll slide on out enough where you got enough room. So not the biggest deal, but when you're doing it originally, just, don't go crazy. Do it just a little bit at a time, and you'll be fine. Still got a little more to go. It's getting there. Still have articulation. Still need to come in some though. Don't have the ridge exposed just yet. Let's go grab a bigger hammer. See if the sledge will do a little more coaxing. A little more to go. Almost there. I'm gonna hit her one more time. We're definitely good still over there. Good over here. All right. Send her home with the clip. I'm gonna throw a couple squirts of grease, just a little bit. And we should be good. Throw this thing back in the truck. There we go. She's free. I'm gonna tap just a few times. When you do that, a lot of times your U-joints are grindy at all, and you tap on them, then they move a lot freer, and you want your U-joints to be free. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the grease gun, get my access spot here, grease up, and then we'll throw it back in the truck. All right, so I slipped the yoke back in the transmission. Went ahead, went inside the truck, put it in neutral, because you're never gonna get it lined back up perfect with the transmission locked and the wheels locked. If you had the rear end up in the air, you could spin the tires, get everything kind of back where you need it. I don't know if these guys had, yeah, it looks like they were Loctited in, so did Ford put new U-joint in this thing? Because it was a Ford product. I do not know. I guess if you're getting serviced at the location, at a dealer, they'd put a Ford product back in. But I think my Excursion's got 300,000 miles on the original U-joints. Just occasionally shoot some grease in those guys, and if they're greasable, it'll be fine. And these 12-point bolts, pain to get your wrench off of. So I'm gonna have to put our trans back in park real quick, and we can finish tightening these guys up. You ain't gotta be crazy, but you definitely don't want them loose. I'm gonna switch back over to the wrench, have a little bit better feel for how tight it is with that. Oh yeah, she's snug. Ugh. Snug. This guy should be good. All right, last one. Test drive time. Loose, really loose. All right, just done a U-joint job on the most rusty U-joint that I've worked on in a really long time. Let's see. There's a little bit of pinion play. So if you feel a clunk driving, that's excessive pinion play sometimes. So it can be. So we have a little bit of wear on the rear end. Not anything I would concern myself with at this point. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pick up all the tools and let's jump in the truck. Take it around the block. The old Kang Ranch edition. Start it up. We just passed the first test. Get the seatbelt on. Think we're about as legal as we're gonna be. All right, no clunk. This truck has really bad driver's side manifold exhaust leak. And that's from the rust belt, you know, where this thing was living, it was bad. So you don't see rocker panels 8 out on these 2000 model F-150s here in Texas very often. And it's both sides, driver and passenger. It's 8 out pretty good. But what concerns me is the pulling out on the freeway. That's where we had the bad vibrations. Oh, cue the Marky Mark. I hope the exhaust leak does reverberate on camera, because it's not a good one. Not good at all. Hopefully it's just the donut, but man, if you got to go on these 5.4 Tritons, you got to go through the fender well, and almost every one of them you're gonna have to weld something on it, try and work, you know, whatever's broken in there out, because they're all gonna break, guaranteed. Moved to the country and ain't nothing but people on the freeway in front of your house. It's just solid. Like we have a break after this 18-wheeler. We're pulling out. What we're feeling for, man, there's more cars coming. These are coming faster. Want to make sure, because it had a really hard vibration, about 60 miles an hour, and I kind of dropped it down under 60, exited the first exit, and we took the back roads into town. All right, well, man, the trans is a little slow to shift. We still got some vibrations, but it ain't like nothing it was before. Don't think this thing went into overdrive, if I'm being honest. Could be wrong, but '70 shouldn't be close to 3,000 RPM. Might have to count shifts going back. If we lose the trans on this freeway, we're gonna be in trouble. That's for sure. Let's see. Of course, we got an ABS light. Don't worry about that. I think that's just a brake bleed issue. I think someone did some brake work, didn't have the computer to be able to bleed the ABS module. She's spongy, but she doesn't have any leaks anywhere. We're waiting. I think we gotta go after this white car. First. Second. Third. I don't think we're going into overdrive. Man. Let's check. Yeah, we're definitely not shifting into overdrive. Overdrive off button doesn't do anything. All right, I'm gonna pull it back to the shop, see how low our fluid is. Hopefully it's low. After that eventful test drive where we were running 3,000 RPM at 70, I think possibly I had the overdrive off switch on. I don't know. I hit it a few times and there was no shifting, so I made sure you could actually, if you go under the shifter, it's super convenient, and look, you can see the light illuminate. And I made sure overdrive was on, so the off light was not illuminated. I drove some of these back roads, and at like 45 or 50, it was like 1,300 RPM, so it did kick into overdrive. But dude, that's just how it goes on some of these rides, and it seems like more these days this is happening to me. Like I fix one thing, the next thing breaks. So I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, y'all can relate to this. Just an ongoing nightmare of continuous repairs. But that's what happens when you're driving around in like a $4,000 rig. You know, just plan on working on it. Don't be angry when it breaks, especially if you're hard on it. It's your own fault. Don't be hard on it. But hope y'all got, you know, just a little bit of something out of this video showing you how to completely annihilate a set of U-joints to get them out, you know, of the old drive shaft and put the new ones in. New ones went in a lot better. So great. Just tapped them in. That's honestly the way they should come out too. You should be able to tap them, but I had to get the press, and then using the press, the U-joints actually exploded, and only one side of the U-joint even had any needle bearings left. So everything else was just gone. We were running straight metal to metal, and it was locked up on top of that. So of course there was a horrible vibration, which for the most part's gone. The tires are super old, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, like when one of them explodes. But I hope y'all like this video, and if you could, just, man, take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, any interaction at all with the channel. We appreciate it, I promise you. And we're growing, but we're super small. And until you see me again, man, just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.